I have studied over 1,000 biographies, and I have come to a conclusion that the three best names that any human being can ever have will be John, Michael, and Daniel. Now, let's start with John. Why do I say that? The greatest university of all time, Harvard University, is named after John Harvard. The greatest hospital of all time is named after a John Hopkins. The greatest billionaire of all time was John Rockefeller. The greatest banker of all time was John Pierpont Morgan, and I can go on and on. Let's go to Michael. The greatest entertainer of all time was a Michael Jackson. The greatest basketballer of all time was a Michael Jordan. The greatest Formula 1 driver of all time was a Michael Schumacher. The father of electricity was a Michael Faraday, and I could go on and on. Then let's go to Daniel. I noticed that as I began to study very wide, especially into esoteric areas, that the thought leaders of those areas were Daniels. So the father of emotional intelligence is Daniel Goleman. One of the greatest memory grandmasters of all time is a Daniel Kilov. Then one of the greatest neuroscientists of all time is a Daniel Siegel. He wrote the great book The Teenage Brain and so many other great books. And one of the greatest critical thinkers of all time, Nobel Prize winner, is a Daniel Kahneman. He was professor at Princeton University. I've seen that many thought leaders were named Daniel. I mean, one of the greatest social behavioral scientists in the world is Daniel Ariely, and so on and so forth. So I have come to a conclusion that the three best names anybody could bear, there are other great ones. There's William, there's George, and all that. But the three best names will be Michael, Daniel, and John. Now, are you pregnant or expecting a child? I advise you that you should consider one of those three names. If it's a girl, you can even change it from Michael to Michelle or Daniela or Joanne. But please consider it, because names are very powerful, and you may also want to reward me for this by writing a check for me and make sure it clears. Have a great day. Bye for now. I want to facilitate a class on breaking down the concepts of the Bible, not just these three, but many more. If you're interested, please call the numbers on the screen, send me a DM, and we'll reach out to you.